Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about the glove hand and why it's important in baseball pitching or in throwing in general. So the first thing to note is, why do I feel like this is a topic that we need to cover? Because I see a lot of sloppy glove hands essentially. That's not the biggest problem. The problem is usually the awareness about the glove hand and then how to train it and then how to think about using your glove hand in the transaction of the throw or the pitch. The first thing I want you to think about is direction and stability and control through your movement, through your motion, through your throw. What does that look like? There's two styles, there's two forms in my world of throwing. It's going to be a passive glove hand or it's going to be an active glove hand. What do I mean by a passive glove hand? A passive glove hand, when you go to throw or the thrower's throwing to you, looks like this. It comes out and it's usually really low down here and then just drops out, or everything really rolls out to the side and low. That is a passive, unactive glove hand. What an active glove hand would look like would be out up to you or to your target, and then either bringing it back to you, to your side, something to that degree, and then keeping you on your course direction. That's why I go back to when I talk about glove hand, I really think about direction and stability through the throw. Let's talk about how we should act or transact the glove hand. I've got a couple of rules for you. When you go out to throw a ball, what I like to think or tell guys is, you have your side here, your side of your obliques, and your elbow goes into your side of your obliques, okay? And then we have a boundary. We're not allowed to drop the hands down past the elbow joint. So if the hand starts to go below the elbow joint, we know we've gone too far and we're being a little bit too passive. I'm gonna come back because I have a contradiction to myself on this, but for right now, for training purpose, we're gonna think about not dropping the hand below the elbow joint, okay? And then from there, I have two things I can think of. I can bring it in or I can bring myself through. There's some thought processes that when I pitched, I thought about yanking my body through to be more engaged through my thrower, give me added strength. I think there's some science or topics about that. I have not dove into whether it is or does cause you to throw a ball harder the harder you yank your glove hand. I don't know that to be true. What I do know is sometimes the more out of control you are, the more upper rotation you are outside of it instead of going through your target. Something to watch for and consider. On the glove hand on the break, from a pitching standpoint, what I like to do is come out with my hand open and then I go into a rotation here. And then I try to stack it back into my chest and work through the glove hand more than I like to yank the glove hand through. I just think it causes a little bit of inconsistencies sometimes with the movements of your body when you're trying to conduct a pitch. So I think a little more stability and control going through the pitch. The glove hand from a fielder standpoint, I think is like a little bit lower here, and then it's still transacted high here going through the throw. So even though you're fielding the ball, break up, work through the glove hand, I still feel like it's a better way to transact it instead of just dropping the glove hand out and being a little bit sloppy with it. It looks a little bit more professional, and then it will also keep you on the direction of your throw. I did see something or read something the other day about when you come out, what you should look for is a thumb up position. And when you get to a thumb up position, work through the thumb and then out through the throw. I also had my mentor back a long time ago who pitched for the California Angels. His thought process on this was, he always thought about grabbing the catcher's mask with the glove and then yanking it back into his hip to have a greater increased velocity or torque or rotation through his trunk going into his pitch of his throw. I'm open-minded to that. I don't know that I'm in that space at the moment. Okay, going back to where I had an argument with myself on the glove hand staying here interlocked, the hand not going below the elbow joint, is I also saw a technique being used by, I think it was Japanese pitchers, where they were coming out and then slamming the glove hand into the thigh to help create a little bit more force behind the ball in trunk flexion, and then also keeping them in. But one thing of note, they did not leak their energy left, right? So when we talk about glove hand control, one important factor is why we don't want to lose the directional stability of our throw, it's because it can cause late arm action. Okay, and that really starts to tax your shoulder and your arm and your elbow, all the different working components. When this starts to go passive, the left shoulder, if you're a right-handed thrower, leaks open here, and then your arm has a tendency to drag behind. Okay, this is a problem. What we want to do is stack here inside and then work through in a little bit more directional manner through your throw. Anyways, I hope you found some value out of this and working with the glove hand. Balance, stability, control, direction. If you did, I invite you to subscribe for more videos of this type of content, and then let me know what you think about if you're more passive or if you're more active glove hand, and if you have a different take on that in the comment section. Well, that's a wrap, folks, and until I shoot the next video, I'll see you guys next time.